but he was laughing at Stitches.
He was laughing?
And then he and then Jumbo secretly made 628.
Really?
Without anybody knowing. That was cheating.
What? Scratch my butt. You don't scratch your butt? Your butt doesn't itch? But, no? Your butt's never itched before, MJ?
No.
I don't believe you.
My butt.
Never itched before, ever.
I never that never happened, Daddy. I never.
Okay, if you say so.
So you itch your butt?
If it's itchy.
Wanna see some more? Passport stamp, let's do the money dance. Back in, call your friend, now we in France. International man, tats on my hand. Take a trip with a pilot, I tell you when we land. You know I'm down with the whales, I be by the sand. Sun, yeah, it's blowing in the wind. What you doing? We kung fu and I beat it up. They never heard me on the beat when it's speeded up. 100 racks on the plate, she gon' eat it up. Yeah, I'm all in, like all night. Throw the racks up, make it fall right. And if you take a shot, make sure you hold the ball right. 1-800, yeah, bad, my type. My type, yeah, it's my type. I love the way that she put it all on me. The best things don't come for free. 100 racks, she be dancing. 100 racks, she should take chances. 100 racks, she's in this bed. 100 racks, she can get this all night. All night. All night. You can tell when it's Tokyo, it's all heat. Don't ride in the back, jump in the front seat. By the end of the night, she gon' love me. She don't even know me, she wanna hug me. It's a vision, little baby, I'm moving cozy. Most solid in the game, it can't fold me. How you do it, it's so fluid, let's get to it. If you want something, gotta commit to it. This is something that jam to and sip to it. I can show you how to do it, take you right to it. Made the wheels in it, got a twist to it. This ain't Big Sean, but I'm making good music. How you keep rhyming, man, I'm used to it. You should be too, I like it see-through. And if we dancing on the floor, I'ma need you. And if we dancing on the floor, I'ma need you. 100 racks, she be dancing. 100 racks, she should take chances. 100 racks, she's in this bed. 100 racks, she can get this all night. All night. All night. 100 racks, she be dancing. 100 racks, she should take chances. 100 racks, she's in.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They'll run with a rookie. rookie drafted in the 3rd round. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. You talk about this Washington defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. This is taken at the 23. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Takes it to about the 37.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now Daniels. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. On 1st down, Moses. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Daniels looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Throwing now is Daniels. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 29-yard line. Here's Daniels. To the right side and intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here at their own 23. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very 1st quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's a give up the middle, and this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But you look at this defense. They enter this one number 13, Charles, in the NFL in stopping the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The Cowboys at 8-4 now in the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And quickly to the outside, that's caught by Lamb. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second down. These 2 teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2, and it was the Cowboys winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here back home in Arlington. Throwing Rivers. That would complete downfield to Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
To throw is Rivers. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone. Sack! Cup 19!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
To throw is Daniels. That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. To the air goes Daniels. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And Washington has taken the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And, of course, this a critical game in regards to not just the division race, but playoff seeding as well. They are a game up, but a loss here could really muddy the waters.
And both of these teams want to clear things up about how they feel about each other and their standing in the league. Because these two teams, they've really been the cream of the crop in their division. So this game, it's been looming on both of their schedules.
Here we go, set.
Thomas brings it in. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. Rivers. He's got Thomas yet again complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Let's go now. Stop below 18. Go.
Now Rivers. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Go. 70 range.
Now Rivers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
70 Timberwolves.
Now a handoff up the middle. Stanford. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A touchdown. And the Cowboys will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is now 10-7. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And within trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Second and 1. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He's got his running back out of the backfield, and he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far.
He's got him in, complete.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Washington.
Marvin Mims, 70 yards. And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Now the try here for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score. Commanders 14. Cowboys 10.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Up the middle they go. Moses. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. Moses. Past the 20. 5.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
A big play there.
His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to extend their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
Commanders 21. Cowboys 10.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Throwing, Rivers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down out near midfield. Now a handoff up the middle. Stanford, and just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Come on, set.
Rivers now from the 50. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball. Well, how about the coverage we just saw them break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Looking for Brent, intercepted. Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
65 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll run on 1st down. Moses. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this.
And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2.
Warriors 70, go! 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates, go!
To throw, Rivers. That is caught by Lamb. And he goes down, but not before getting this in of 35.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Britt's got it complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Cowboys have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd down and 3. Now Daniels. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good for a Washington 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Here's 2nd and 10. Daniels looking to throw. And he's got this down to the 35. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
They'll keep it on the ground. Moses. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Throwing now is Daniels. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You can see and feel the disappointment on that one because you saw some guys on the sidelines jumping up going, oh, no. Looked like they had that one set up well on third down. But you got to give yourself time to get rid of the football.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Daniels going to throw for it. Being chased out left. He's got his target. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down. Here's Daniels. That is intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Oh my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Now Rivers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now 2nd and 4. Rivers to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Down inside the 40. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure the investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Here comes second down.
Ready? Track at 60. 18 Ramsey. 18 Ramsey.
Here's Rivers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7. Rivers. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Harmon. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 28. Back to throw. Rolling to his left.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. Maybe some temptation here to try to go for the win, but I think you got to kick the field goal.
I agree totally. When you look at the time left on the clock, that's not a spot where you take the gamble. Go ahead and kick the field goal here and take it from there.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. This is 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
We'll play only the 1 overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he will have a Cowboys first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing Rivers. He's got a man that's caught left sideline. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime. Now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now. Someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not much running room. Down to the 32.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Rivers now. He has Britt over the middle.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington 16.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And that is incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now Rivers. Over the middle, complete. That's Baker.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. 3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up.
Let's go now.
To the air again here, Rivers. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. Is able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports.
Final minute of overtime. Remember, of course, no double overtime. So it's a tie if it ends like this. It's 2nd down.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Now Rivers. And he's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
So they say forget the field goal and the lead. They're going for the win in OT here on 4th and goal. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. All right, here we go. The field goal unit staying on the sideline here in OT. They're going for it on 4th. From the gun, Rivers. Flushed out right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal.
And Washington is able to come up with a goal line stand. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now their defense, they did the important thing. They got the stop. They didn't allow a point, but now they're backed up here pretty far, Charles. Going to need a significant drive to try to get into position for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, partner, don't you think that defense is on the sidelines right now saying, don't come to us with your problems about where you're starting?
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football.
To win.